But they want it smoked. Yeah. Probably 90.
Oh, so those are, yeah, the transmitters. How funny.
Yeah. So.
How big are your spots out there?
I mean, we get them 6, 7, 8 pounds, but we get.
Still.
But we.
Glad to meet you guys. So what are we looking at? We're looking at all the
We're
goodies.
looking at all the goodies. I mean, just kind of go over whatever you guys have, what's new, what's the best seller.
New stuff is their G15A. This is coming out in retrospect to the G20A, which is basically the same shape body, just a shallower dive up to 15 foot. 28 goes a lot deeper than that. But you can throw it on heavier line, you know, Japanese thin style line up to 16-pound test. I fish Clear Lake with it, so I'm throwing 12, 14-pound. Yeah, 12, 14-pound test. Something that'll take the rocks is what I like. You know, the Gamma, really tough fluorocarbons. But that's coming out. It's not quite there yet, but it's
in prototyping phases, or is it already out?
It's at this phase, and it's getting ready to come out. One of the newest ones, baits to hit the market from is too, and it's a regular glide bait. But what it has to do with, as far as comparison to a lot of the other baits, is if you've thrown any of the other glide baits, they have a tendency to
Tumbles as we go.
Yeah, limited tumble to it, wide swing. They have a floating version, and it's like a slow suspend floating version, and then they're coming out with a sinking version, but it sits underwater like this, so you're sitting at water level, and you hit it with the reel, just move it, it'll sit on the surface with a tail flipping out like a wake bait. Really impressive. So you can fish it like a wake bait, and then turn around as soon as you pull it in, then it starts its glide. You'll hit it, and it has a tendency to flare and tumble, and then come right back to its. Right now, this is the only size it has, and it seems to be working really well. I mean, I fish spotted bass on the Northern California reservoirs, up to 7, 8 pounds. You know what I mean? And I fish for largemouth on Clear Lake and the Delta, and this seems to be a bait size that's working pretty well.
In your opinion, what are the best conditions to throw this?
When the fish are aggressive, they're looking for a big snack. You know what I mean? They're really, like right now, they're really charging up. They're starting to load up with eggs. They're going to start putting some weight on. They're crushing swim baits up on Shasta right now. It's taking 28 pounds of spotted bass. Yeah, it's spots. It's spots. Yeah, it's spots. Big fish are eating these things. So I throw it year round. It's just one of those baits. I throw it year round. It's versatile. I can fish it slow. I can fish it fairly fast. Cover a lot of water. You know, it's got a little tighter wiggle, but you slow it down, it opens up a lot. It's got a good clock to it, and it's unique. It's got a good profile.
What about the top one? Real big top one. Straight to.
This bait here is just got that clock. It's not a real rattly bait, but it's got an awesome throw back and forth. I've been crushing big largemouth with that bait because it stands in the water similar to this. So it's, as soon as you hit it, it grabs, bloop. So it's got a big throw, bloop. It'll sit there and then it dies. So it's got a feathered tail. It's around here somewhere. It's got a feathered tail, and it just kind of sinks back down. You know, sinks back down, bloop, and it really covers a lot of water. I'm throwing that on anything from 12-pound test for open spotted bass. Thank you. Open spotted bass to 20, 30-pound test braid on the Delta Clear Lake, and they don't mind eating it. That's probably one of my favorite topwater baits. This is comparable to probably one other bait that I know of, and that's Reaction Innovations bait. And this is really, it's got a good calling bearing. I really like that bait. They have some unique ones, and I have a pond on my house that I throw this on, and I haven't thrown it during tournaments, but it's just like a little mayfly deal, and it just has that subtle little wiggle. But it's itty bitty hooks, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to sell that presentation on Clear Lake and the Delta. It really is, but I have a lot of fun with it. I mean, it is an awesome bait for top water, and then the pencil poppers, and these are designed like other pencil popper type of baits, where you get around the bluebacks and everything. Where are you guys from?
From Tulsa.
Okay. Oh, there you go. So these things, you chunk them out there, and they just the cupping. They like to jump. They're pretty cool bait, but they cast a mile. A lot of color to them. This one isn't even a finished out bait. This is a prototype stage. You know, they're geared for fish, so they don't get up. You know, they don't cut loose. These are prototype baits here, but these are finished. Those are pretty cool. And then that comes in that side. The pencil 110 comes in that pencil, and that actually is a pretty cute little bait. It works pretty decent. It catches pretty decent fish.
Really scoring up on small shad.
Yeah. Instead of you know, going out and making them long bomb casts, you're in close, you can throw it on something like that. Medium heavy, you know, medium action, smaller stuff. Most of these baits are all designed with that casting system in them. So, yep. So what you do is right now it's attached to a magnet inside. So it's got a limited rattle. But as soon as you load it, you go to cast it. It casts just an unbelievable amount of distance. Land, boom, slides forward, boom, locked into place. So deep crankbaits, and then you start getting into your 11As. They got an 8A and a 5A. You throw a bomber? Okay. Yeah. Bomber is a really cool bait, and I liken this to the bomber, only this has got more of a castability, super durable, a lot of cool colors, but it really just digs. As soon as it deflects, it's right back. It doesn't want to see. They don't roll over. They don't roll over. They'll come up, boom, they snap right back. So these ones, I've been throwing this California Delta, Clear Lake when I'm fishing 5 foot of water or less, something I really just want to feed up the bank. I'll throw it in place of a square bill. It's not a square bill by any means, you know, but I throw it in place of it. As long as I can get the water into about 3 foot of water, I'm good with it. But it ends up digging just a little bit more than that, and I like a square bill to deflect. This does still deflect, but it rights itself in a hurry. So the crankbaits are pretty cool.
That was crazy.
These baits here are, you know, vibration baits are vibration baits, but these things, the vibration on these things from way out is incredible. So you can make a long cast, and instead of having to really pull on it, yeah, you don't have to rip it that hard. So you can actually pull it, and it's huge a lot to get it. So you got, you know, you got the gambit covered. There's all kinds of them. I don't have that one. I'm gonna have to talk to them about getting that. That is pretty awesome little bait. And then of course, are you doing any spy baiting? Are you into spy baiting at all?
Not too much. Our lakes around here, they're not super clear.
Oh yeah. So I just got off a win. I was fishing the FLW Costa Series back in the West, and I run the bank throwing a spin bait 90. And everybody goes, oh, you got to have them. You got to have them on light line in order to get the action because they got a rocking action. You know, they just come down. They got a single thing, but the blades are incredible. Now, if I've been throwing the 90 where guys are throwing swim baits and going in behind them with a 10-pound test, 12-pound test, medium heavy action rod, cast it up there and just high stick it, reel it, just like a swim bait, and it's coming out like that. No, it does not swim like this. It actually swims, nose up, and as soon as you kill it, you hit it again, just like a just like a wounded shad. It's doing that. You kill it. So I get it up on the point. I just bring it out, kill it. Yeah, only I can do it with a heavy casting rod and a finesse bait. And the spin bait 90, I can chunk it a mile, so I can get way out on a long point, fire it out there, and then work it off that shallow depth, deeper depth, and I just slow my line retrieve. Versus, you know, when I'm shallow, I'm doing this, and I just make it up. So I let it die. And I'll move it 3 to 4 feet. You know, 3 winds, 4 winds. Let it die. Do it again. And then, of course, then you got the spinning rod stuff where you fire it out there and count it down to your depth.
I don't do it.
And trust me, when I first got these things, I had a video camera, zero record capability as far as volume. So when I cast it out there, you could hear these blades churn with it. Through the vibration of them, emit a whole bunch of vibration. We throw them on Clear Lake in the soft colored water.
We have a couple lakes in Super Jordan.
Right. But think about a time where you're throwing a spinner bait and everybody's running a spinner bait or a crankbait and they're running through there and the fish turn negative, but it's still muddy water. Throw one of these on the same crankbait rod, spinnerbait rod, fire it out there because you get small hooks, so you're going to reel set into them. Fire it out there, let it get down to your depth. If you're fishing in 6 foot of water, 7 foot of water, there you go. Get it down there, lift it off the bottom, and now it's really subtle, but it's got a lot of. I mean, you hear it. That times 2 in the water is magnified. I mean, how much noise does the spinnerbait blade make?
It runs back across.
A lot of vibration, but this emits the same. It emits vibration and noise. There's nothing really. It's got a little clock to it, So anyhow, there's a lot to it. And growing every day. There's new ideas, new product, new fresh ideas. High attention to detail.
Yeah, that's something that I do like when you out of the country. The plastic seems to be a little tougher.
Correct. And these guys here, the design in the plastics themselves. If I could find a halfway decent clear one here. The ribbing designs, there's a lot of thought process that goes into the chambers, how much action or how much room is involved in the bearing swings. They don't allow the baits to go all the way up and hook up on top of. You get some of these designs, they're just put in there to keep them from cracking. But they don't allow the internal organism or mechanisms to function correctly. So this one's weighted to the tail, allows you to cast it further, gets in, and still has that rattle, but nothing hangs up so it doesn't label. You know what I mean? So then you go to boop, and you go to pull some of the other baits out of the box, and it's a 75-25 shot. So 75% of them you go, that's a good bait, and the other 25 you go. And this one is they're always ready to go. They never make it out unless they're ready to go. Yeah, no problem. Any more questions? You know where we're at. Come on over. Nice meeting you guys. Have fun. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. A lot of fun.